thank you. It's been very, very delightful for us to participate in these programs. So we've been usually starting with a song by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, which is at KK Songs, which is a very nice website. I don't know who runs it. And it's from, as it says here, it's from Sharanagati, you know, by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So many times we see that Bhakti Vinod Thakur's songs are actually just taking, different verses, Shikshastika, different things, and they're putting them into contemporary songs. So Prabhupada says the devotee can write articles, they can write poetry, and of course poetry is songs that can be put to music. And so many nice ways. Discover your particular abilities and then, develop them. Become self-realized in your practical activities. Build your character and preach. That's the formula. So discover what your mode of preaching is. So it's one song. I'll sing, and who's going to respond? One person should respond. Who will that be?
I'll sing, Maharaj.
Okay. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakur, Doyar Sagar, Edase Koruna Kori.
Oh hey Vaishnava Thakur, Doyar Sagar, Edase Karuna Kori.
Diya Pada Chaya, Shodoheya Maya, Tomara Charana Dori.
Diyo Padaya, Shodohiya Maya, Tomara Charana.
Your voice is very, very weak, and maybe you're moving away from the microphone or something. Chaya Bega Domi, Chaya Dosha Shodi, Chaya Gona Dai Ho Dase.
Shaya Bega Domi, Shaya Dosha Shodi, Shaya Guna Deho Dase.
Chaya Satsanga, Deho Heyamare, Bosechi Sangerashe.
Shaya Sato Sanga, Deho Hi Amar, Deche Sangira Se.
Aikake Amara, Nahi Paya Bala, Harinama Sankirtane.
Ekaki Amar, Nahi Paya Bala, Harinama Sankirtane.
Tumi Kripa Kori, Shadu Bindu Diya, Deho Krishna Namadane.
Tumi Kripa Kori, Shraddha Bindu Diyo Krishna Namadhane.
Krishna Saitomar, Krishna Dite Paro, Tomara Shokoti Ache.
Krishna se Tomara, Krishna Dete Para, Tomara Sakati Ache.
Amito Kangal, Krishna Krishna Boli, Naitava Pache Pache.
Amito Ganga, Krishna Boli,
Boli, Naitava
Dhyana
Pache Pache. Yeah, it's such a nice song. Yeah. Maybe I think I mentioned it before. We saw the program for a Janmashtami celebration that Prabhupada organized in the Radha Damodar temple before he left for the U.S. And it was very simple. It was first there was a reception of the governor of Uttar Pradesh, Prabhupada's friend, as a chief guest. Okay. And then there were two songs, two Bengali songs, Vaishnava songs, with their explanation, and then words of commentary by the honorable governor, and then Mahaprasadam. So very, very simple program. And Prabhupada said one time, we've heard, puri sabji, uh, puri sabji, halava and chutney. Puri sabji, halava and chutney. Puri sabji, halava and chutney is enough for a feast. So actually, it can be very simple process. And what we're really trying to do is just to start a fire in other people, going around like that, starting candles and stuff. And of course, as we become more purified and more profound, then we become more potent in this process. So here, a very simple song, Ohai Ohe Vaishnava Thakur. And this is as good as God. Maybe seems like a Thakur is something more than Prabhupada. When your disciples become Prabhupads and you become a Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur. Ocean of mercy. Yeah. Edase Karuna Kori. Be merciful to your servant. Yeah. Yeah. Diyapada Chaya, Shodoheya Maya, Tomara Charanadori. Give me the chaya, the shade of your lotus feet. Purify me. I'm trying to hold on to your lotus feet. Chaya Bhega Domi, Chaya Dosha Shodi, Chaya Guna Deho Dase. Ek do teen char panch chai. Chai means six. Chai also means tea, no, right? So this is the first 1, 2, 3, 4 verses of the Upadeshamrita. Vega Domi. Help me to dominate these 6 pushes, which all of us know are pushing us around. Chaya dosha shodhi. Purify me of the 6 bad qualities, the 6 bad qualities. Because the cure is to engage our senses in the service of Krishna. Hrishikesha Rishikena Sevanam Bhakti Uchate. That's Upadeshamrita is a little brother of Nectar of Devotion. Nectar of Devotion. And so Nectar of Devotion gives them more details. 1.1.12 is Hrishikesha Rishikena Sarvapadi Vanir Muktam Taparat Vina Nirvalam. This is one definition of bhakti. Very nice. So this is the process. Engage the 6 pushes in the service of Krishna. And then we'll be pushed to serve Krishna. But 6 things will make it difficult. Overeating, over-collecting, gossip. And so purify us of these 6 doshas. Chaya guna deho dase. Make your servant a person of quality. Of quality. What is this? This is Utsahan Nishchaya Daryat. Be enthusiastic, be patient, be tolerant. Avoid bad association. Okay. And then all this is talking about avoiding bad association, getting the association of an Uttama, of a Jagat Guru. Chaya Sata Sangha. Give me the 6 kinds of association. Giving and receiving prasad, talking about things confidentially. Bosechi Sangera Ashe. Again, I'm sitting down next to you to get your association. So this is text number 456. 4 is the 6 kinds of association. 5 is how to apply those amongst devotees, especially the Madhyamadhikari. But there's a little mention of Kanista and Uttama. And text number 456, 6 then is specifically how to get the association of Uttama. Because we always need this. Maybe in our generation, there won't be a Sampradaya Acharya. As we understand, between Narottam and Vishwanath Chakravarti in the Sampradaya list, there's 3 generations of Chakravartis who are all apparently very nice people, but they weren't Sampradaya Acharyas. So there doesn't have to be a Sampradaya Acharya in every generation. The process is being passed on properly. People are, liberated, Samadarshinaha, but maybe that not realizing their rasa bhava with Krishna. Okay. So when Vishwanath Chakravarti shows up, okay, his Diksha Guru, his guru in his generation realizes, okay, you're Sampradaya Acharya. So you explain Narottam's works to us. You enter into Narottam's consciousness. And of course, this is approved by all the previous, generations of Diksha Gurus. Yes. So with their mercy, Vishwanath Chakravarti can go to the Sampradaya Acharya of Narottam, and that's how our succession comes down. So yes, we all have to have this connection with Uttama Adhikari. And then the text number 6 gives us an idea about how to appreciate that. First instructions for neophyte devotees. Okay. And then 7 and 8 start talking again about the process. Shatnama Krishna Charitadi Sita Piya Vidya. If you engage in Satnama Rupa, if you engage in chanting Hare Krishna, uh, then you'll want to worship the deity, Rupa. And once you start worshiping the deities, Tatnama Rupa Charit, you'll start to appreciate their qualities. And once you appreciate their qualities, Krishna's upset, Krishna's happy, you know. Then you'll start to appreciate the Sangha, the association. Krishna's always with associates, never alone. And then finally, we'll appreciate Leela. Nama, Rupa, Chari, Sangha, Leela. It just naturally unfolds like that. And then we're in Vrindavan. Yeah. Ekaki Amara Nahi Paya Bala. But all by myself, I don't get the strength, Harinam Sankirtane, to do this Harinam Sankirtane. So 7 and 8 tell us, just chant Hare Krishna and you'll become free from material attachments. And if you go on chanting, you'll start to be able to follow, understand the humors of the Brajbasis, follow the Raganuga Bhakti like that. But he says, I just can't chant by myself. I can't just do this. I will chant Hare Krishna. I'll chant on my beads. I'll do kirtan. I'll chant all the time. Eka kiya mara nahi paya bala harinama sankirtana. I can't do that by myself. Tumi kripa kori shadu bindu diya. Deho and Krishna nama dane. Then I get the nama, I get the dane, I get the treasure of Harinam. If I get one drop of your mercy. Krishna say tomara, Krishna dite paro tomara shakatiachi. Krishna is yours. You can give Krishna to whoever you want. That is your power. I am destitute, Kangala. Krishna, Krishna, holy. I'm chanting Krishna, Krishna. Even a dog can do that. Daya tava pache pache, running behind you. Krishna, Krishna. Yeah. So we tried to do a little commentary on Upadeshamrita, like Dhanadhar Swami's waves of devotion for nectar of devotion, and it's there on Amazon, and it's called Tava Pache Pache. Yeah, and a good price, I think. They come, and then you can. Then it's pretty. It's good. It's good. It gives a nice Bhakti by Baba level. Look at nectar of instruction. And looking at it again now, not as Bhakti Shastri, but Bhakti by Baba. And so that's the whole text. 7 and 8 is the process, and number 8 is Raganuga Bhakti. Follow the Vrjabasis, and do it in Vrindavan. Live in Vrindavan. Of course, our ISKCON temples. Every corner of our temples is Vaikuntha. Radha and Krishna are living there. But also, of course, going to Vrindavan. Somehow or other. And so then we see. I think it's what is it? Text number 9. Then Vaikuntaj Janito Vare Marupuri Tatrapi Tatra Taturvarat. Vaikuntaj Janito Vara Marupuri Tatrapi Govardhana. And it's describing the glories of that place. If you want to meet saintly people, you go to church. If you want to meet drunkards, you go to a bar. If you want to meet mercantile people, you go to the store. If you want to do banking, you go to the bank. If you want to do communication, you go to the post office. Yeah. So if you want to engage in Radha Krishna's pastimes and serve them in the mood of the gopis, then you go to Vrindavan. You go to Radha Kund. Then text number 10 goes back to association again. But now it talks about the most simple. Karmabhya parito hare priyataya vyaktim jajur gyaninas. The text talks about karmis, gyanis, vimukti gyanis, sadhana bhaktas, prema bhaktas, braja bhaktas, gopi bhaktas, bhakti and radha. Okay. And Prabhupada expands it into vikarmis. We heard very, very nice discussion of that. You see, the purport gets robust again. So very, very wonderful book, very complete. And you'll see Prabhupada paraphrasing it pretty frequently within the his books by Bhagavatam and other places. In the section where it's giving the 64 principles of devotional service and nectar of devotion in the beginning, the first one is Guru Ashraya, Acharya Ashraya, take shelter of a guru. And the definition that Prabhupada gives of guru there is Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam. Yeah. So practically speaking, one project is to extract out of all of Prabhupada's books where he talks about different verses and collect those into one Upadeshamrita commentary. Yeah. So let me go on here a little bit. Uh, if we go back then to the actual text for today. Okay. So please repeat. Krishna Krishna Sayochai Pranaya Vasati Prayasebhyo Pirada
कृष्णस्योच्चै प्रणयवसति प्रेयसिभ्योऽपि राधा
Kundam Chasya Munibirabhitastarve Deva Vyadai
कुन्दं चास्य मुनिभिरभितस्तादृगेव व्यदाय
Yaprasthairapiyalam Sulabam Kim Punar Bhakti Bhajam
यत्पृष्टेरप्यलम् अशुलभं किं पुनर्भक्तिभाजम्
Ta Premidam Sakredapi Sarasnatur Aviskaroti.
तत्प्रेमेदं साकृदपि शरस्नातुराविष्करोति.
Okay. What is you chant and we'll respond.
Okay, Maharaj. कृष्णस्योच्चै प्रणयवष्टिति प्रेयसीभ्योऽपि राधा
Krishna Sayo Chai Pranayavasati Prayasebhyo Pirada.
कुण्डं चास्य मुनिभिरभितस्तादृगेव व्यधायि
Kundam Shivasya Muni Biravitastarve Deva Vyadai.
यत्पृष्टेरप्यलमशुभिलं किं पुनर्भक्तिभाजम्
Ya Prastaira Piyalam Sulabam Kim Punar Bhakti Bhajam.
तत्प्रेमेदं साकृदपि शरास्नातुराविष्करोति.
Ta Premidam Sakradapi Sarasnatura Viskaroti. Krishnasya of Lord Krishna. Of course, Sanskrit has we in English we have prefixes: to Krishna, from Krishna, with Krishna, by Krishna, at Krishna, on Krishna, in Krishna. But in Sanskrit there are suffixes: Krishnaya, Krishnasya, Krishna, Krishnati, Krishnaha, Krishnao, Krishnasya of a Lord Sri Krishna. Uchai, Uchai, very highly. Krishna se Uchai, Pranaya Vasati, object of love. Prayasibhya, bhya, out of the many for prayas, out of the many lovable gopis. Api, certainly. Yeah. Api, Radha, Srimati Radharani. Kundam, lake, cha also. Asyaha, of her. Munibi, by the great sages. Abitaha, in all respects. Tadrik eva, similarly. Vyadai is described. Yat, which prestaich, by the most advanced devotees. Api, even alam, enough. Asulabham, difficult to obtain. Uh, Kim, what? Puna, again. Bhakti bhajan, for persons engaged in devotional service. But this is bhajan, bhajana kriya, taught that prema, love of Godhead, idam, this sakrit, once, api even saraha, lake shnatahu, of one who has bathed, shnatahu, a viscaroti arouses. So in our, I wish I should have it right here, but I don't. our Taba Pache Pache. In the next room, I have 50 copies. Yeah. I think it was Sugopi, uh, Radha Devidasi. She went through and changed it into the word by word translations into the Anvaya, which puts it into English word order. Like we have, subject, verb, object. You know? But and once you see that, then the translation is very clear. But you have to know the grammar. Radhika says when you're translating, you start at the back in Sanskrit. Uh, uh, one who has bathed arouses even. Okay, I won't do it. Okay. So Prabhupada's translation. Of the many objects of favored delight, and of all the lovable damsels of Rajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. So, what do you like doing? Someone likes cooking. Someone likes riding their motorcycle. Someone likes, you know, uh, organizing big events. Yeah, yeah. And you treasure these objects of delight. Of the many objects of favored delight, and of all the lovable damsels of Brajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly, in every respect. My clock is going off here. Let me uh, lose this here. Okay, let's go back again. There we are. Okay. Okay. Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, many different ways we can look at things we like. Some things we like in certain situations, some things we like with certain people. But in every respect, her divine Kunda is described by great sages as similarly dear to him. Yeah. Okay. So people they go to the beach. They go to the Bahamas. You know, they go have a swimming pool, have gardens with pools. But in many cases, people like to play and refresh themselves with nice bodies of water. Undoubtedly, Radhakund is very rarely attained. Oh yes, even by great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply bathes once within those holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. Now, this is the point that I hear the very, what's the word? I wouldn't say controversial, but uh, enigmatic point. Because many people, maybe everybody in our audience at this point has bathed in Radhakund, even more than once. But did your pure love of Krishna fully arouse? Well, not really. Okay, yeah. So what is talking here, as we understand, and we made this point before, is talking about bathing in the original Radhakund. The original Radhakund. Prabhupada uses those terms. The one which is surrounded by nice sandy beaches made of little diamonds and emeralds, with the beautiful swans swimming in them, and powder pink clouds are moving above, and there are 8 kunjas in the 8 different directions for the different gopis, like different recreation places on the beach. Yeah. So if you bathe in that one, yeah, yeah. So we're bathing just like we see the deity. We see Radha Gokulananda. They're in Berkeley, Prabhupada's original deities, Rukmini Dwarkadish, Radha Shamasundar, Radha Madhava. Yeah. We see them. We're seeing Krishna. Maybe we have different levels of realization, there. But when we're actually seeing Krishna, you know, talking with them like Sakshi Gopal, then it's a different level. It's a different reaction. Why is Radhakund so exalted? The lake is so exalted because it belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the most beloved object of Sri Krishna. Among all the gopis, she is the most beloved. Similarly, her lake, Sri Radhakund, is also described by great sages as the lake that is as dear to Krishna as Radha herself. Indeed, Krishna's love for Radhakunda and Srimati Radharani is the same in all respects. Okay. That says that she's the most favorite object of love. So in the material world, that means that one girl is very, very proud and she's not sharing her boyfriend with anybody else or her beloved. He's mine. You can't joke with him. You can't play with him. You can't do anything with him. He's mine. Yeah, I enjoy his strength, wealth, beauty, prosperity, intelligence, fame, all these things. But 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 Radharani is the exact opposite. She wants to share Krishna with the other gopis. She arranges for them to do something, to pick up something, to talk with Krishna, to be able to joke with Krishna, while doing some of their service and playing with them. You know, and of course he's terrifying to the some of the gopis, the manjaris, whatever. He's so there's so many qualities. It's just overwhelming, and they can't control themselves. They start blabbering stupid things in his presence and whatever. All these beautiful pastimes we see in teenage life, in younger life, 13, 14, like that. Uh, and the other thing is that it's not that the other gopis are envious. They want to steal Krishna. They want to steal Krishna from Radha. Yeah. Rather, they want to see Radharani increasing her service to Krishna. They're helping her, showing her, no, you should wear this, you should do that. Come on, you're very good at this activity, Yeah. And then simultaneously, so when Radha and Krishna are combined, they feel so much happiness. Yeah. So it's described, of course, in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But this is the kind of dearness that she's very dear in that sense, to Krishna. Krishna's love for Radhakund and Srimati Radharani is the same in all respects. Radhakund is very rarely attained, even by great personalities fully engaged in devotional service, not to speak of ordinary devotees, who are engaged only in the practice of Vaidhi Bhakti. This is not even talking about Raganuga Bhakti yet. And it's a very elevated stage to really be engaged in Vaidhi Bhakti and 24 hours a day with concentration, serving the deities, cooking in Sankirtan, and you develop the abilities. So you're liberated, practically speaking, and you're happy in devotional service. Yeah. It is stated that a devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of the gopis. In the wake of the gopis. Yeah, we're going behind the gopis. It's like, when they have these icebreakers, these big ships. So sometimes the ice will start to freeze across some channel way in the northern areas, and the other boats are in danger. Then comes these big military icebreakers, and they weigh, of course, thousands and thousands of tons, and they have very, very thick, solid metal prows, and they're moving ahead very strongly, and they rise up on the ice and come down and crash it, and they rise up on the ice and come down and crash it. And so then the other boats can go in their wake behind them like that, protected, you know. Uh, pure Develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of the gopis. If he once takes bath in Radhakunda, Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the banks of Radhakund, he should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. Okay, yeah. So now we're talking about the more maybe a more Vaidhi Bhakti level, where one may go to Vrindavan, one may go to for Kartik every year. One Tamal Krishna Mars, as far as I know, every Kartik was pass it in Vrindavan as he could. Uh, and devotees asked him one time, "How can you afford to go to India every year and Vrindavan every year?" And he looked a little shocked, and he said, "How can you afford not to go?" Yeah. So our position, our consciousness, our development, but then yes, it's such benefit. And then on the level of Vaidhi Bhakti or Raganuga, then for some time that we can take our bath, offer respects, bow down to the kunda, take some drops on our head, immersion bath, okay. Yeah. We were able to stay there this last year in 2022, all for maybe about 4 months, I think. one of our students, disciples, he bought a little piece of land in the Par colony, which is about 8 minutes from the Kunda. We timed it, and not very big, it's made, I don't know, but he put a little two-story house there, and nice neighbors, Bengali people. Many of them come for the different festivals in Vrindavan, and they just have one relative staying there. The other time is kind of a caretaker, and people know each other, and so you get to a little bit of community. You get to know the different people around you and what's happening, and they invite you come visit us. You know? And then we have some disciples who are actually living there, and residents and other Brisbasis, ISKCON devotees. You start to meet them, and so it was one of them, Tunga Vidya, Devi Dasi. She is her son is was a pujari for Gornitai in Krishna Balaram Mandir. He's from South America, and her daughter. He's married to her daughter, and they're all very happy together. The whole family. They have one very nice boy growing up in Vrindavan. You know. So anyway, she got one person to because these swimming pools. If you have a swimming pool, they have these nets with long sticks on them, and you can pull the stuff out of the leaves and stuff out of your swimming pool. So she got one German lady to bring her one, and she would then every day go to a certain point, Janabagat, and clean all the flowers and everything out, and just take them up and dump them by the side of the parikrama path. And every day somebody comes around, maybe even twice, cleaning all the parikrama path and everything. And so she kindly engaged me doing that. It was so nice because here you were cleaning the kunda of all these flower offerings and everything that people throw into it and so on. You know. So this is so many ways that Vaidhi Bhakti is there. And of course the municipality, the sadhus, they arrange very, very uh, nice festivals. They pay for the different, bands to come and set up lights and everything else. And so many festivals with very bright lights and everything else going on. And of course, around there's so many different temples with different programs going on like that. Okay. Okay. One cannot live permanently on the banks of Radhakum. One should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. And of course, this is purification. This is a most important item in the execution of devotional service. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes in this connection. So Prabhupada made his statement now, and now he's paraphrasing Bhakti Vinod's commentary. And you see, Prabhupada didn't say much about this. He's just saying that it's a great place. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes in this connection that Sri Radhakund is the most select place for those interested in advancing their devotional service in the wake of the lady friends, the Sakis, and confidential who are spiritual monks
Hey, Krishna, your voice is cutting.
should live at Radhakund. Take share of the confidential service and under direction, engage constantly.
I don't know still. Hare Krishna Maharaji, your voice is not audible.
I think Maharaj got drop off.
Hare Krishna. Somehow Maharaji internet is failing, so Hare Krishna Maharaji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Hello. Okay. Let me see if I can. Okay. Let me see if I can share my screen again.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. My Hanuman face. Okay. Okay. Here we go here. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So, uh, so we should stay. Now get the association of the gopis, the Manjaris and the Sakis. Of course, we're following Upamanjari, who's following Lalita Saki, you know, by Prabhupada. Yeah. Somebody's microphone's open. Yeah,
I don't sleep.
yeah. Yeah. So, so again, this is talking. It seems it's talking both about the Vaidhi Bhakti level, where you can see Radhakund and different temples and artiks in the morning and things like that, and you can do service by cleaning and so many things. You know, but it's also talking about the perfected stage where we can do things on that level and try then to get Raganuga, start trying to appreciate. For example, if you come around one point, there's Lalita Kund. It's the only one of the eight kunjas manifest. And there's a deity there, and things are playing constantly, different recordings. And of course, the Goswamis have so much literature, you know, about these things. And Jitatmana Prasanta Sya Paramatma Samahita. And when we've conquered the senses, become Goswamis, male or female, then automatically the Paramatma is guiding us to different literature, different people, you know. And Prabhupada's recommending different books. He's mentioning them, you know. And he says, if you just go on, Jayananda told us, the Prabhupada said, if you just go on chanting Hare Krishna, you'll see pastimes that you never read in any of my books. Yeah, so you'll start seeing these stories and things manifest. There's a Hanuman temple there. Krishna and Radha and the Gopi love to play Sita Ram. They dress up as whatever and play it. So even in Radhakund or other places like that, we come to this level of being able to, you know, participate, chant in a certain mood and follow things or read things. Of course, at this level, it's confidential. You know, and it's not something where we're discussing in general circumstances and so on. You know, yeah. Okay, but by doing that, in Radhakund, you can take shelter with the Manjaris, and then, well, why even go there? It's so elevated and everything else. Well, because Krishna, it's practical, because Krishna likes that. So okay, if Krishna likes this the most, then let's try and help that the most. Well, there's no room. Hey, there's room for how many grains of diamond sand grains are there? And everyone has its job to do. Such a fine place, you know. Every single one of those grains of sand is reflecting the sunlight in different ways and so on, being stepped on and producing different kinds of, you know, ways of being stepped on. Yeah. So it becomes such an incredible activity. Our bodies are so limited and so gross now that we can only appreciate one little lump of clay that is ourselves. But as we become purified, we become more and more potent. Every single Vaikuntha Basi, every Vaikuntha Basi has more power than all the Indras and all the universes combined. You know, yeah. So we can do it. So we can go to Radhakund. But of course, Krishna likes devotees in different places also. Okay. This is the most exalted method for those engaged in devotional service under the protection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this connection, now we're going to go to Bhakti Siddhanta's commentary. See, Bhakti Vinod is very short. Yeah. Writes that even great sages and great devotees like Narada and Sanaka do not get an opportunity to come to Radhakund to take their baths. So I took my bath there, but Narada Muni couldn't take it. No, we can't take it in the transcendental fashion like that. You can't cook. You can't feed Radhashama Sundar on the altar in Raman Reti with your own hand. You know, offer like that and so on. But maybe some people can. Yeah. But we're getting there. We're getting the process is to follow the Vaidhi Bhakti process, the Raganuga process, and then to advance in the Raganuga by following more and more advanced people. If by great fortune one gets an opportunity to come to Radhatun and bathe even once, he can develop his transcendental love for Krishna exactly as the gopis did. So even our desire to go there, we want to do it. And maybe you may discover there's obstacles in the way. Oh, yeah, it's under the internal potency. We do it. We go there, and we stay there through the winter and the summer. Oh, yeah, yeah. So Krishna is seeing that. Yeah, yeah. It is also recommended that one should live on the banks of Radhakund and should be absorbed in the loving service of the Lord. One should bathe there regularly and give up all material conceptions. You know, nirmalam, uh, taking shelter of Sri Radha and her assistant gopis. If one is thus constantly engaged during his lifetime, after giving up the body, he will return back home, back to Godhead to serve Sri Radha in the same way as he contemplated during his life on the banks of Radhakund. The conclusion is that to live on the banks of Radhakund and to bathe there daily constitute the highest perfection of devotional service. It is a difficult position to obtain even for great sages like Narada. Thus, there is no limit to the glory of Sri Radhakund. By serving Radhakund, one can get an opportunity to become an assistant of Srimati Radharani under the eternal guidance of the gopis. Of course, many people pass through Radhakund. They do the Govardhan Parikrama, and they pass through Radhakund. But you can see, I mean, they don't really appreciate. There's Govinda Kund, Surabi Kund, Apsara Kund, so many kundas, and they don't really, Narada Kund, Krishna Sarovar. And now we're going through Radhakund, and they don't know what it is. Oh, it's Radhakund. Okay, yeah, another place. It's only under the protection of Lord Chaitanya can one appreciate the significance of Radhakund, receiving it through other devotees. So they go through, and there's some benefits. You're there, and if you have kind of a nice even a civilized attitude, okay, then you're passing by, and Brisbasis are looking at you, and maybe something will happen, and you'll give it a chance to respond to things happening in Radhakund on your level. Yeah, yeah, and so much benefit. It's described that because of offenses, all the holy places in Vrindavan, they retreat so that people don't get a bad reaction from being offensive and other things. The kundas are the water in the kundas. It's a perspiration of the gopis and Radha and Krishna. It's so pure. It's as pure as Charnamrita. So if we came into the temple and saw somebody, brushing their teeth and spitting in the Charnamrita bowl, we would be just like shocked, you know. So if we see people brushing their teeth and spitting in Radhakund, or the different kundas in Vrindavan, all the kundas, then that's what's happening. This is not good for anybody. Yeah. So they all retreat and they're all covered. Yeah. And by the end of the Kali Yuga, all these places are covered. But one aspect of Vrindavan remains accessible even to the end of the Kali Yuga. What aspect is that?
Govardhan?
Huh?
Harinam.
No. It's one of the aspects of Vrindavan. You can touch it.
Forest of Vanas.
Huh?
The forests.
No. The dust of Vrindavan. Yeah, Vrindavan dust remains accessible even to the Kali Yuga. People spit on it, everything else. So there's nothing more merciful than the dust of Vrindavan Dham. And maybe we can become one little particle of dust, one little rock in Vrindavan and give people mercy. So that's the conclusion of the texts. There's appendices in Prabhupada's Nectar of Instruction. He had different appendices, and it's interesting to look at them, And then in our Tava Pachi, we go through and expand each one, about the biography, about the sources cited, about the index, and like that, and so on. So, koi prashna hai?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
So anybody who has question can raise their hand. Radha Govinda Mataji, you are the first one. Please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Maharaji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Maharaji. Your class was very nice as usual. Maharaji, I have this question. You were explaining about Radha Kund. So I wanted to ask that is there any time constraint of taking bath in Radha Kund? Like after sunset, can't we take our bath in that?
One second here. I'm trying to. Okay. Oh, I did it. Okay. Sure. I don't. I mean, there are rules and regulations. Nanda Maharaj bathed too early and got taken to hell. Like that. And when I'm bathing in the kundas, I was getting up on the Brajmandal Parikrama with Lokanath Maharaj. We go out for 1 month, just walking and staying in, on the dirt and every place else. And so you're getting up in very rustic places in the morning and take your bath. And sometimes, yeah, it felt really spooky going into the Jamuna, like before Mangal Artik and different things like that and so on. So in general, I think there's certain times, and how we people in that level of the cosmic world take advantage of different things. It's Brahma Muhurta and so many different things, and bathing 3 times a day in the sandhyas, of course, is recommended. So in general, I would say there is, but I don't know any details like that.
Okay, Maharaji. And you were explaining about how merciful the dust of Vrindavan is. So can we say that the Vrindi Devi, Tulsi Maharani can also be there eternally, even after the end of Kali Yuga? Will she be
Even
there?
to the end of Kali Yuga, because after the end of Kali Yuga, there's nothing. There's in the 3 worlds become inundated. Yeah. I don't know about Tulsi. She grows in the dust of Vrindavan, but I don't know. She's a goddess. She's not a gopi. She's a goddess. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know about her position. Tulsi Govardhan's disappearing. Probably we're one of the last few generations will actually see Govardhan. Maybe like 5 generations from now, it'll be covered or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Maharaji. Thank you so much, Maharaji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you,
Well,
Maharaji.
thank you so much.
Thank
Wow.
you, Radha Mataji. Devendra Krishna Prabhu, you are next. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah. Turn on your camera too if you can.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
And,
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Maharaj, I heard sometime, I think Prabhupada he says we should not take a bath, or he told some specific, we should not take a bath on Radha Kund. So can you please, what we should do?
Oh, you didn't come to the previous classes. We discussed this.
Okay.
Yeah. It was because Prabhupada says in his books you should bathe there. Okay. But then apparently Prabhupada's, frivolous Western devotees were engaging in all kinds of water sports, playing water polo with Radhaku and with their balls and stuff. Then Prabhupada was very, very disturbed to hear this. And he said, when you're kicking Srimati Radharani, when you're kicking Radhaku with your feet, you're kicking Srimati Radharani in the body, so no more bathing, But then they said, well, Prabhupada, you said this and that and this and that, And so then Prabhupada apparently said different things. I think he said that his spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta didn't put his feet in Radhakund, that he would sit on the side and take a loda and pour water over himself like that and so on. But as far as I know, and generally in ISKCON, there's a variety of perspectives. But generally, you won't be like, what's the word, like ostracized from ISKCON if you do an immersion bath and then with respect. You won't be banned from ISKCON. And there are some people, of course, who recommend it. It says right there, okay. So then you're doing the immersion bath, but the main point is you do it with respect, to become purified. Other than that, I usually myself, I used to do the immersion bathing, but now I take a lota and sit them on the side and pour water over my head. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Maharaj,
We'll see you on the 19th. Where are you now?
Devendra Krishna Babu, unmute.
Where are you?
We are not unmuted. Devendra Babu, unmute nahi hai.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Maharaj. I'm here in Houston, Prabhu, at home.
Okay. So we should be arriving there on the 19th.
Yes,
In
yes,
Houston.
Maharaj. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Next is Mehika. Mehika, can you unmute yourself, Mehika, and ask your question? Mehika.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna Maharaji, thank you very much for the detailed explanations on the 11 verses of NOI. I learned a lot of information and how, like, the importance of Radhagun. So Maharaj, my question is that it's stated that there's no limit for the glory of Radhagun. So is it the same glory, or what's the scale of glory for Krishna Kund? Like, they say that I've heard that Krishna Kund is like a similar glory to Radha Kund, but still Radha Kund is on a higher scale. So can you please elaborate on that?
Not really. It's kind of like you're asking a mosquito which elephant is bigger, like that. But see, it's not really a matter of like. In some ways, it's a matter of character, and what do you call it? Character and intensity, you know. In the very beginning, when Rupa Goswami, Ramananda Roy is describing different levels of devotional service, different levels of consciousness, then he comes to Vrindavan and explaining how that's very special. But then Lord Chaitanya says, well, is there something higher than just being a Brijbasi? And then the Ramananda Roy says, well, yeah, there's different hierarchies even amongst the Brijbasis. And then he goes on to explain Shanta Ras, like Krishna's flute, Sakya Ras, like rock talk and patrak, and so on. We know the hierarchy, but it's remembering he says, but this can only be distinguished from tatasta sta, from a neutral position. If you step back and take a neutral position, then you can see, oh yeah, the gopis are on a more elevated position than the cowherd boys, But if you but he says, but actually the best position is your position, your position. Hanuman's not trying to go buy a sari and and put on a gopi dot, all this kind of stuff. He does in some ways, yeah, but basically, because that's it. Krishna likes everything, and it's all in proportion. And when we start to include our seva, our nature, in the service of Radha and Krishna with perspective of the gopis and Radhakund, then it becomes the best thing. It becomes better than Radhakund in that sense. The Gambhira is in Vaikuntha, it's in Jagannath Puri. But there, Lord Chaitanya is in Vipralamba Seva, which is more intense than most of Vrindavan in many ways, So anyway, it's a difference of character, difference of taste, difference of feeling, and that's about all that I know about the relative differences, Yeah.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for the answer. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mehika. Anybody else has questions? Please raise your hand if you have any last minute question. This has been amazing series of session on Nectar of Instruction. So if you have any last minute questions, comments, realizations. Okay, look like we don't have any question, Maharaj, right now.
Everybody is thunderstruck and dumbfounded.
Prem Priya Mataji, you can
Yes.
ask your question. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Maharaji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you so much. I have no question, Maharaji, but I realize all the sessions which you give and Prabhuji gives is amazing, Maharaji. Means before we start this series, before that, I think Updesha Amrita book is very hard. I can't understand how can I understand this, how can I understand this. But the way of your Tava Pache Pache book, you have to write and you have to explain very nicely, and we understand little bit, not much, but we understand most of the verses little bit, and it's increase our bhakti also. Before my realization is my chanting is unpure, means I am also unpure right now, but my concentration is also not going 100% to dedicate on lotus feet of Shri Radha Nila Madhav. But now onwards, at least 5-10 minutes I have to concentrate when I start the chanting, because the way of your teaching is amazing, Maharaji. So thank you so much, Maharaji, for taking this series, and we definitely heard more and more times to understand very nicely Updesha Amrit book. Thank you so much for everything, Maharaji.
All glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Hari Bo.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
we are just dancing dogs. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Srila Prabhupada circus. Yeah. So thank you all very much. Also, please chant Hare Krishna. Take sufficient hot milk with sugar, boil it 3 times, and then dream of Krishna. Read the Krishna book and dream of Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Hari
Who's
Bo.
here, by the
Krishna
way?
Maharaj.
One second. 22 people. Have anybody? Abhishek. Yeah. It looks like none of our Srinath Krishna Das. Okay. Tanu's iPhone. It looks like none of our Spanish devotees were able to log on. Okay. Oh, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj ji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Wow.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj,
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Maharaj, we are all set.
Hare Leela. Die.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaji, for everything. So thank you so much, Prabhujis and Matajis. So today is our last session of our book of Updesha Amrita. Now we have only one class. Every Monday we have a Bhagavad Gita, and we are on 7th chapter. So I request to everybody, please come on the same time, same Zoom link to listen the Bhagavad Gita series in detail. Thank you so much. So now we have to wind up our call here.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all
Thank
your
you so much.
services.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
everyone.
Thank you.
Happy Kartik
Hare
Maas.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
His Holiness Jai. His Holiness Krishna Maharaj Swami Maharaj ji ki jai. Vancha kalpataru vasya kapa sindhu bheva patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Samast koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Thank you so much, Pujis and Matajis, once again. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna.